Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Leather Helmets and Pigskins. This is B. Lawson. I'm here with LJ. We're going to be talking about everything with football that evolves around anything around the NFL and all pro football. American football, of course. So, let's start with these contract deals. Are a lot of players nowadays are holding out. And obviously, as you can see first on our screen, we got Aaron Rodgers. Which you can see up there, he's got 4 year, $134 million, which that's not a little bit of change. He's got $50,000 million in a signing bonus. That's a crazy signing bonus. What do you think, El? Is that a lot for a signing bonus or no?
Yeah, it is a lot, but I mean it's Aaron Rodgers too, so and that's hopefully we can get to some of that later. But yeah, it is a lot of money, but hey, it's Aaron Rodgers, so what are you gonna do?
Yeah. See, now here's the issue. He had 98 million guaranteed out of that 134. He has no more
Mm,
guaranteed money left, but he's receiving 37 million this year if he plays. That's a big if because as everybody knows, he sat out of mini camp. He's not returned. He's not going to come to OTAs or training camps and all this and that. Now,
all right.
the issue I have is he's the biggest salary cap hit in all of the NFL. The entire NFL. Bigger than Tom Brady, who is, let's be honest, the GOAT. That man is the
Yeah,
GOAT. Bigger than Patrick Mahomes, and Patrick Mahomes is the next GOAT in line if he
all
can
right.
continue to progress the way he's been playing. But
Mm,
even bigger than Dak, he just got a big contract earlier this summer during the offseason. So, but now he's holding out. He's not even coming to camp, and as you can see, reported by Adam Scheffler, has turned down any negotiation or extension with the Green Bay Packers. I read in
all
another
right.
article on NFL.com that he already told the players he's not coming back. Period. Like, he does not want to return. He doesn't care. Me, personally, I
Yeah,
think he's a crybaby. I do. Like, dude, you getting paid a ton of money to be there. Yeah, they signed Jordan Love without notifying you, which, so what? That lit a fire under you, and you became the MVP last year. So why don't you just come back for one more year, play your year out?
you know.
What's the issue with that?
My thing is, I just don't think he's being a crybaby about it. I think he took his and didn't feel like he was getting treated right in Green Bay, which they have been saying for more than the past few months. They've been saying that for a couple years now. The Jordan Love thing, yeah, but one thing I found interesting is if I'm the Packers, then I'm not budging. If he wants to threaten to sit out a year at 37 years old, let him do that. But there's no way that if I'm Green Bay, there's no way that I'm giving into trading him. And because no matter how many picks and stuff you get, you just rather have Rodgers. So,
Now, I agree with you. You know, if you're not going to sit there and play and you want to hold out and retire, that's fine. Because after you come back, look what happened to Le'Veon Bell. And we know how his situation's doing. We'll discuss that later. But look how Le'Veon
yeah,
Bell did. He held out for a year, didn't want to play with Pittsburgh, came back, and he's never been the same at all. Like, nowhere near the bell cow that we knew he was from Pittsburgh. Now,
all
could
right.
Aaron Rodgers do it? Because he's a quarterback, and there's, let's be honest, more rules of softness for quarterbacks. But
Mm-hmm.
are you going to really hold out for a year with that money sitting on the table, 37 million, just to get your point across? I think he. I read an interesting, very interesting report from Colin Cowherd. Is that his name? Is that how you pronounce his last name? Cowherd?
Yeah, Cowherd. Yep.
Yeah, he sat there and he made a statement for both sides, which was a good view of the things. Green Bay came back out and apologized, saying, "Now, no, this isn't verbatim, so don't get mad at me if I'm missing a few words or something."
All
But
right.
where he sat there is like, Green Bay is gonna come out and talk like, hey guys, we messed up. We should have notified Aaron Rodgers. He's our MVP quarterback. We love the guy. We want him here. We want to win. He had Aaron Rodgers side saying, hey, I just wanted to come back. I wanted to feel important. I want to be loved. And I want to win, which everybody wants to be loved. We do.
Yeah.
But for you to sit there and cry about Coach Mike McCarthy, which, okay, fine. You got him fired. Now he's at the Cowboys. And then now you're crying about more of the front office. The NFL is a business. That's what I understood. Is the NFL is a business. You got these players sitting there holding out, threatening this, this, and this. If you don't change the front office. I mean, look at Deshaun Watson. How well did that go for him? He's crying about everything left and right. I want to be traded because you're not got the right people that I like in the front office. And, bro, we don't even know if you're going to be playing in the future. We don't.
Right.
So, but if he sits out, what's his chances of coming back and being a great player? What do you think?
I mean, like I said, with the age thing, it's Aaron Rodgers, yes, but, everyone, average NFL career is 4 years. So being a quarterback, he's going to be more protected. He's not taking hits every time. But 37 years old is 37 years old. I mean, Tom Brady's a whole different, like you said, he's the GOAT. So, you can't really compare the two there. But, the NFL is such a fast game. If you ever talk to college players and stuff, or you ever go to real NFL games, they say it's so much faster, and it's just it's a whole nother level. So, at that age, I don't know if he can afford to sit out, like you said, leave all that money on the table and then lose a year of what is supposed to be his precious years because he's getting older. So you do make a good point there. But like I said, if I'm Green Bay, I'm not budging. And, we'll see if he's really serious about it, if he'll sit out a year. But, I don't know. He's getting old, so I don't see that going well versus him just strapping up and playing. So,
All right, now I'm going to play a little bit of devil's advocate here. What if somebody like everybody's throwing out Denver right now? What if Denver came at you and you're the general manager of Green Bay and it's like, hey, we're going to give you 2 first-round picks for Aaron Rodgers. Would you take it?
that'd be the least I would take. I've seen some, proposals or whatever have 3 or 4 first round picks. I think
That's
that's,
ludicrous.
yeah, I think
That's
that's
ludicrous.
asking
That
too
man does
much.
not have that much time left in the game.
Right. But to go along with what I was saying, if Denver were to come and offer 2 first round picks, I'm not budging if I'm the Packers. I would not budge. I'd rather have Aaron Rodgers. You still have a good team. They made it, past the first round of the playoffs and then lost to the eventual Super Bowl champs. But, you know, I don't know. I don't see him going anywhere. And if I was Green Bay, I wouldn't send him. So,
See, I would. And here's why. One, I get rid of that ginormous salary cap hit for the year. I get rid of that. That's out of my way. That's a bonus right there. Two first round draft picks, and you said somewhere offering 3 or 4, that'd be crazy. But I take 2 first round draft picks because you know what? I can go and build a team with Jordan Love and have 2 first round picks next year. I'm getting an offensive lineman and a wide receiver for him. Maybe a tight end or a running back. Because who do they got? They got their wide receiver is Devontae Adams, who is a savage in his own right. But who do they got to
right.
pair with him? You know what I mean? Like, Tennessee's got Julio Jones and A.J. Brown and Derrick Henry. The Cowboys got Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup. Who does Tampa Bay have? Chris Godwin, Mike Evans. I mean, great teams usually have 2 to 3 receivers who are top tier for a quarterback because they know they need that. I mean, look at Kansas. Who is Kansas got? I know you know all their players because you got their team.
Right. Yeah, I mean, but, that kind of goes to show that, know, you don't, if you have a good enough quarterback, you don't need as big pieces at the receiver spot. You know, we have Tyreek Hill, obviously. We got Travis Kelsey, which he's a tight end, obviously. We lost Watkins, but, you know, we don't really have a top tier receiver, you know, if you can put Tyreek up there just because of speed. But, you know, but my thing is, okay, if you're Denver and, you know, you make the trade or whatever. So do the Packers come back with the first round draft picks and do they draft a quarterback, or are you confident enough with Jordan Love to, you know, go forward with through the season? I don't know. I just don't know if I trust Love like that. I'd rather have Rodgers back there.
Yeah,
And
but
like I
isn't this
said, they
his
had
last year?
who?
Rodgers, is this his last year playing though for the Green Bay? Like, isn't it? Doesn't when does he become a free agent?
Yeah, I think after this year,
So what?
maybe after.
So why is he even crying then? Because if I was him, I'd just shut up, collect that 38 mil real quick, because you're gonna rob them that way. You're taking 38 mil and you're
Right.
the highest salary cap. You're gonna rob them no matter what doing that. And then you can sign with the team next year. But yeah, I see your point as I wouldn't trade because every team, except unless you're like the Jets, you know you're not gonna win now. Or the Jaguars, I don't care how good you think Trevor Lawrence is, they are not winning no Super Bowl this year. They ain't even making it to the playoffs. I'm gonna tell you that right now. But they'd be lucky if they win 5 games. All right, so next up is the Julio Jones trade. Julio Jones was traded by the Atlanta Falcons, as everybody know, who was his only team until now. The Falcons did get a 2022nd second round pick and a 2023 fourth round pick. The Titans got, of course, Julio Jones, who is arguably one of the best wide receivers, and they got his massive contract that set him over the salary cap. But hey, they did get a 6th round pick for the 2023 round draft, which, let's be honest, who name him how many players come out of the 6th round and are just dominant.
Right.
I mean, you got a few of them out there, don't get me wrong, but most of them are quarterbacks. But now that Julio Jones and the Tennessee Titans, he is paired with A.J. Brown, who's arguably a great receiver himself. But
Yep.
do you think they should have made that trade for the Titans?
Do you think I think the Titans should have made that trade?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think on the Titans end, it's great. I mean, you get, like you said, arguably the best receiver in the league. You can make an argument for a couple other guys, but I mean, he's got the stats and everything. So I think it's great on the Titans. I mean, like you said, not a lot of players come out of fifth, sixth, seventh round. So as far as the Falcons, I don't know. I got a couple picks, but there's not much you can do when a guy wants out. And you know, I guess that phone call got out that he wanted to go somewhere where he could win. So ultimately, he
Shannon
ended up
Sharp.
with Tennessee. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was
So
dirty, man.
yeah. But yeah, I think great on the Titans end, and you know, you've already got the run game. AJ Brown, you had Julio Jones. It just helps the offense. So
Okay, so you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan, correct?
correct.
How do you feel about everybody now saying the Tennessee Titans is the team to beat in the AFC?
Well, I think
With
that's a little
Ryan
bit crazy.
Tannehill as their quarterback, mind you.
Right. I think that's a little bit crazy. I think you could make a case that you know, they're one of the two teams that can challenge us, you know, the Chiefs and the AFC, but I still wouldn't put them as the favorites. Remember, you have the Buffalo Bills, who have a great quarterback, Josh Allen. I mean, and they've got a young team. They've got Stephon Diggs, so
Cole
I think
Beasley.
they're the biggest threat to Kansas City in the AFC. I certainly do think that though this makes the Titans a better team. I mean, really, what are you losing? You have the run game there, obviously, with Derrick Henry. So this just adds another dimension to your offense, and it can only help, in my opinion.
And see, touching on that Derrick Henry part, you know Julio Jones has been injured for the past couple years, a few games, missing games more and more, right?
Right.
Here's my thing. Who did the Atlanta Falcons have running the ball, though? You know what I mean?
Right.
They didn't have any pressure to take off Matty Ice or any of the receivers. You throw
Right.
Derrick Henry in the bag, who's how long has he been in the game now?
What, at least 4 years, maybe?
Yeah, nah, he's been in a little bit longer than that. Zeke's been in the league for 4.
Right.
He was there before Zeke, right?
Yeah, you might be right.
Okay, so here's my thing though. This
Hmm.
man is still running, still stiff arming grown NFL players, making them look like children, bro.
Yeah.
Did you see where he threw one of the dudes on his backside? I know you
Yeah.
saw that last year.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he flipped out. That was just dirty and wrong of Derrick Henry to even embarrass that poor man like that. But I think it does make them one of the more complete teams to compete in the AFC. And yes, they got Ryan Tannehill as a quarterback, but I'm starting to think that man's like wine. The older he's been getting, the better he's been playing, man. Every year, look at his year. Look at his year stats. Every time he plays, the next year he's got more touchdowns. The next year he's got more yards. The next year he's got more completions. He's just been improving, which is hard to do in the NFL, especially when you get traded. Like
Right.
that's got to either break a man's spirit or, like Ryan Tannehill, light a fire up under him.
Right.
So I think that the Tennessee Titans, they're gonna be, like you said, 1 out of 3 teams to beat. But I can't wait to see them play Kansas City and Buffalo. Because Buffalo, and yes, I'm saying this is going to be in the playoffs. Because
Hmm.
Buffalo, yo, I like him better than Patrick Mahomes. Josh Allen, I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
That young boy nasty with it. And the way
Yeah.
he runs, I mean, he's not fast, but he's good.
Right.
I'm more afraid of Patrick Mahomes running and getting his dislocated ankle again.
Yeah.
And y'all got Sammy Watkins left Kansas, but you do have Tyreek Hill, who is one of the fastest players in the NFL. But who's your other real threatening receivers? Who's your threatening running back? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. You're absolutely correct. And
Like,
also, the thing to keep in mind about, Tannehill, though, is I will give him his props and his credit. He is a solid NFL quarterback. Um, I trust him more than, say, a Carson Wentz. He's solid. And
at least you're not
pretty
insane.
much, yeah, you pretty much know what you're getting with him. And, but my whole thing is you've got that offensive line, you got the running, and you've got that run game going on. So that's going to, in the end, that's going to make him better because now you have, you added another dimension to your game, and you have two options: Julio Jones, AJ Brown. If you're not, running the ball, so they are going to be a good team. They're going to be contending, and I'm excited to see how it plays out. But like I said, Buffalo, in my opinion, is Kansas City's biggest threat out of the AFC until I'm proven wrong or otherwise. Because like you said, Josh Allen, a lot of experts say that too. They agree with you. He's bigger. His arm strength, their arm strength is basically the same. He's a little more mobile because he's so big, and so it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out in the AFC.
See, also remember this: Julio Jones will be healthy almost the entire year because Derrick Henry is going to be running the ball. That's what
Right,
Tennessee Titans is about. They're about running. They're not about like every other team in the NFL. Let's see how many yards I could throw a game. No. They're about
right,
let me control the clock, let me control the ball, let us win this way.
right,
That's why they're gonna be long standing in the deep in the playoff run. And I'm gonna tell you
right.
right now, if they beat Kansas City and go to the Super Bowl, I don't care who they're playing. I got them. No,
Okay.
that's a lie because I got Tannehill choking in the Super Bowl. But I do think they have a real good, solid shot this year to make it to the Super Bowl, as long as they
Yeah,
can figure out that cap space.
yeah. Well,
All right, let's talk about the Patriots because, as we know, the New England Patriots right now, their whole team is a mess. Just a
Yeah.
mess.
Yep.
Like, you got holdouts from different players. You got a quarterback situation. You don't even know who's your starting quarterback. You say it's going to be Cam Newton, but do you trust Cam? I mean, the man played 15 games last year. He threw for 2,657 yards and only 8 touchdowns, and he threw 10 interceptions. Look,
Not pretty stats.
no, I don't care what quarterback you are in the league. If your interceptions last year is higher than your touchdowns, you you better be working on something. You better been working the entire offseason. You better had an entire team teaching you on what you're doing wrong. When he came out from Auburn, he he was a running quarterback. That was his strength. That's
Yep.
what he did in the Carolina. That's how he got his position. But even Carolina Panthers like, yo, this guy became a joke.
Yeah.
Maybe Bill Belichick can separate it and switch him up, but I got Mac Jones, bro. And no, the nickname that's up there, Mac Attack Jones, no, that's not his official nickname. I don't care what anybody says. I think it's awesome. But he
I
played
like
13 games last year, threw for 4,500 yards, 41 touchdowns with only 4 interceptions.
incredible, man.
Yeah.
And yeah, I agree with you. I love Mac Jones. I love Alabama football first and foremost, but I don't know. The guy's just efficient. I like the way he plays. He's obviously not the biggest, quarterback talent in the draft, but I'm not. I don't consider myself a Cam Newton hater at all. He was when he was in his prime. I mean, he was one of the best. I mean, he was great. He added, like you said, he was a runner. He rushed for over 1,000 yards. In his first somewhere in this first few seasons. So I just don't know if I just don't know if I was the Patriots. Maybe I start, Cam Newton, let Mac get some, experience, and then maybe bring him in towards the end of the season. But I wouldn't be surprised if maybe he beats out Cam Newton and he's starting. I don't think that's. Well, I'll take that. I don't think that's likely, but I do expect him to play some this year, and I'm excited to see what he's got. Like I said, I love Mac Jones. So
All right, but let's look at this. October 21st, 2018. Shoulder injury, Cam Newton. January 7th, 2018. Knee strain, grade 1. I mean, this man has just several injuries. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 surgeries. Injuries, not surgeries. Not all of them are surgeries.
right.
Sorry for that. But injuries over his career. Because either A, he holds the ball too long. B,
Mm-hmm.
he tries to take off running because he thinks he's Mike Vick or something, which nobody's Mike Vick. I don't
Yeah.
care. Yes, what that man did was wrong, but Mike Vick was a beast on the field.
Yeah.
But he just tried to do too much for me. Like, look at RG3. Is he? Nah, he's not even on the Baltimore Ravens no more. The
No.
dude's a free agent because he was a run first, throw second quarterback. Say
Yeah.
like players like Andrew Luck, great example.
Mm-hmm.
Big boy, he can run,
Mm-hmm.
but that man ran around the backfield first to throw the ball. You know what I
Right.
mean? Tony Romo, he couldn't run, but he could scramble and then try to take off for a few yards. We all know he wasn't very fast,
All right.
but I'd rather you run in the backfield for a little bit, try to throw the ball. Dak Prescott, he does that great. Right up till last year. We'll see how that works out for him if he does that anymore.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, I love Dak, man, but that injury was gruesome. But
Yeah.
are you really going to try to start this player he's a veteran for quite some time now,
Mm-hmm.
have him starting with all his injuries over this young rookie just because he's a rookie? Me,
Yeah.
if I'm Bill Belichick, first off, I helped coach Brady.
Yeah.
So you got something going for you. I'm throwing Mac Jones in the fire, man. I'm throwing him in the mouth of the demon and saying, go get it. Show them why you should have been over Trevor Lawrence. And we'll let
Right.
him go.
Right. Well, that's interesting. The only thing I would say about that is I wouldn't want to get him just throw him in there, but I mean the guy seems solid, so um, to me he's just mature. But back to your point about the injuries, we've even seen it in the NBA playoffs. Look at how many people are getting injured, and how it affects the game. It's the same with the NFL, probably even more because it's such more of a physical sport. So Cam Newton, you're absolutely right. I just don't know. In the NFL, it's not. What's the word I'm looking for? It's not standard to be a running quarterback. The ideal quarterback is going to stand there in the pocket, maybe get out in the pocket, scramble, but it's not looking to run because the injuries can affect players. Like you said, the average NFL career is 4 years, so you got to protect your quarterback, and he's been banged up, like you said. So you made a really good point about that. I just hope they don't throw him at Mac Jones in the fire too quickly. Hopefully, he can learn something from Cam Newton because, like you said, he's a vet, and we'll see how it goes down. But
Now, you see, speaking about that, that's what I would do. I would go to Cam if I was Belichick and, like, look, you're not going to start, brother. You just came off an injury in the offseason with your throwing hand. So here's what I
right,
want you to do. The money we're giving you is not a start. All right, but like what I was saying was, I would have Cam Newton sit down for the money that you're paying him. That's not a starting quarterback money. It's not.
mm,
So I'd like, look, what we're doing, we're paying you to teach this young man that we now have to go get it. We're gonna have you teach him how to play the NFL game at a high level that you used to be at. You're just not there anymore. You're getting older.
mm,
You're slowing down in your speed. You just came off an injury with your hand. Because the next situation is Jarrett Stidham. I can't
mm-hmm.
pronounce his name, but no. No. New England fans, you don't want that, brother. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, if that's your quarterback, you're going to burn your own New England flags. I promise you. So you
But do you think that Cam Newton would accept that role? Because at that point, you're asking him to basically, do a quarterback coach's job, and I don't know. I just don't see him being okay with, having that role. I think he would really want to compete somewhere. So it's going to be interesting to see.
and you're absolutely right. And I have a question for you. Have you ever seen the movie Moneyball? Brad
No.
Pitt. All right, it's a baseball movie where the Oakland Athletics, are putting together a team with the least amount of money in the league. So they start this whole little scientific solution on who gets the base quicker, who gets on the base most, who gets the most fouls, who gets the most hits, stuff like that, right?
All right.
And they wind up getting this older player. Brad Pitt walks up to him. He's like, look, you're walking around here like you're the king of everything. And the player's like, I am. He's like, I just want you to know, we brought you in to coach these younger players, okay? Because the other team is paying your salary. But they wanted you off their team. That's how bad everybody doesn't want you.
All
We
right.
took you to coach. And that's basically what I do with Cam Newton. I'm like, Cam, look, you can go back out on that field and play, but let's be honest, you might permanently injure yourself. You take one more
All right.
hit to your shoulder, you're never throwing again. You take one more ankle sprain or tear, you're never walking again. He's had what? Knee strain grade 1? That that had to hurt. A pedal
All right.
ankle ligament tear grade 3, pedal ankle sprain pull unspecified grade, pedal ankle sprain grade 2. You get one more of those, bro, you're not walking. I don't care what you say without a cane.
All right.
So let's just coach these younger players on how to play the game, how to maintain that mentality, And then afterwards, we could see about maybe a quarterback coach job, which I would not want him to do because you know that man is trying to run everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also, while we're on the Patriots,
Mm.
let's go ahead and talk about the man, the 2019 Defense Player of the Year, coming off a partially torn quad, Stephon Gilmore. Dude, I love him. I do.
Yeah.
I think he's a hell of a player.
Yeah.
I think
Hmm.
he goes to any defense, that defense is automatically elevated. I think if
Yep.
he were to go to somewhere like Denver, Denver would have a very, very, very scary defense. He goes to
Hmm.
the Jets. The Jets are going to have a scary defense. If he goes to the Giants, I would hate that because I'd have to play them twice a year. My favorite team's the Cowboys, and I do not want to see that man twice a year.
Oh yeah.
But he's holding out right now because he's making 7 mil a year, which to
Hmm.
me and you, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like, you give me 1 million, I'm gonna show up every day, first one, last one out. Like,
Right.
I'd be cleaning helmets for $1 million.
Right.
But to him, he's got a good point. You got 3, 4 other players making more than him who don't do anything near his caliber.
Right.
But here's a trick. You know the Patriots took some of the money off of this year and gave it to him last year, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so he did make more money. But that's
Hmm.
because they shorted him last year too.
Right.
Do you agree with his sit out though?
Um. Well, like you said, it's sometimes it's hard because we're not, we don't have the same perspective as NFL players. Like you said, it's a lot of money to us, but to him, I see his point. He's let's face it, probably the best corner in the league. And like you were saying earlier as well, the NFL is a business, so he provides entertainment and he should be paid accordingly. But at the same time, I don't like when guys sit out of these things. I don't know. I don't think it presents a good image, and I think it kind of, you know, makes them seem entitled or whatever. But like I said, we don't know, the ins and outs. I hope he gets paid what he deserves to get paid, and wherever that may be. But I'm kind of on the fence about this one. I love Gilmore as well. I really do. Um, so I want to see him get paid what he should, and really someone to show his worth. But you hate to see players sitting out of these things and stuff as well. It's just a mess, in my opinion.
Now here's the thing. As far as Gilmore goes, I think he is possibly the best corner in the NFL. But let me tell you why he's playing a losing battle. Bill Belichick does not care about your feelings. He does not care about how you feel at all.
Right.
That man is Darth Sidious with a hoodie. Okay, he's going to sit there and tell you either get on the field or go cry at home. I
Right.
don't care. So you're either going to play on that $7 million deal,
Hmm.
or you're going to be watching the team from home next year and hope you can come back a year later on another team. But that's a whole year off, brother.
Right.
Like, I hope he gets paid.
Hmm.
I hope that man goes to any team except for the NFC East, any team, and gets what he's worth because he's getting older now. He
Right.
is. And at the same time that he's getting older, you got other players who are coming out who are just devastating now. Like Xavier
Right.
Howard. He's good.
Yeah.
Trayvon
Right.
Diggs. He's good.
Hmm.
You got these other
Yeah.
players coming out. So I understand that he wants to get paid, and I want him to get paid. But I think he's on the wrong team to say, hey, pay me my money. You know what I mean?
Right. And also, a point that you have to think about is, again, comes back, how many times have we mentioned injuries tonight? It's hard to come back from injuries in the NFL. And like you said, there's every year there's new, fresh players from the drafts, from all over, and so it's hard to. I mean, it's hard to keep a job and compete in the NFL. It seems like these guys have a good few years, and then you never hear about them again just because it's constantly having new players come in. So to go along with that, though, the injuries, you don't know how he's gonna perform this year. We don't know if he's gonna be the same corner or whatever. So that's just something to keep in mind too. And like you said, Bill Belichick, he could care less. I mean, when's the last time you seen the guy smile? So it's just I don't know. I feel bad for him in the situation. Hopefully, he gets it resolved. But a big part of it might be have to see what he's looking like and how he plays coming back from this injury, and then maybe then he can teams will
Renegotiate.
have, yeah,
Now,
insight on where they're at.
I had to pull something up real quick off my phone. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
here's the top 5 cornerbacks. Jalen Ramsey, he's at 100 mil.
Mm-hmm.
Marlon Humphrey, 97.5. Trey Davius White, 69. Darius Slay, 50. And then Byron Jones. Now, first off, I love Byron Jones. You were a Dallas Cowboy player, so I loved you. But you do not deserve to be making more than Stephon Gilmore. And he's making 16.5 mil a year.
All right.
Darius Slay, you're
Mm.
good. You are. You're not better than Stephon Gilmore. He's
No.
making 16.6.
All right.
Tre'Davious White. Okay, I can put you up there. I'll put you up there.
Yeah, you can maybe justify that
Yeah,
one.
I could.
Yeah.
He can be justified on that one.
All
He's
right.
making 17.2. Marlon Humphrey, who I'm gonna be honest, no,
Yeah,
just no.
I agree.
He's a good corner. Yeah, you're a good one. You're a solid player. He's not just a guy. He's not just a football player. He's a solid corner. He's a great one. But
All
Stephon
right.
Gilmore type, I'd rather have Stephon than you. And then of course
I
the highest paid, making 20 mil average a year. Jalen Ramsey.
see.
Hell no. He is nothing but a big mouth player. And the reason I'm saying this is because I remember the game when he came out talking trash about the Cowboys and got burnt by an injured Amari Cooper multiple times. I'm talking multiple times in one game. This wasn't like 4 or 5 games. No, this is one game he got burnt.
All right.
So, no, you do not deserve to be the highest paid corner. Stephon Gilmore, he does. He's got many accolades. He's got many times he's outshined his entire team's defenses. He's got the 2019 Defensive Player of the Year. Now, yes, he's coming off a quad injury. But if you think for a second that man's not going to come out and still be covering players like a blanket inside of a child's bedroom when they're scared of the monsters, no, he's still going to be doing that. Do you remember when he was playing against DeAndre Hopkins?
Mm-hmm.
Covering that man like it was nothing, bro.
Yeah.
DeAndre Hopkins wasn't getting. He got like what 4 catches for only maybe 60 yards. Not even a touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins not getting a touchdown in the game.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a corner. You can't throw Jalen Ramsey on DeAndre Hopkins and that man not score 2 touchdowns on him.
Right.
So that's my issue with it. I don't think a lot of these corners who are paid right now, I don't think they deserve to be there. They don't. Not
All
even
right.
Stephon Gilmore. Stephon Gilmore, yeah, I'd pay him 20 mil a year. I mean, maybe not
Yeah.
now because he's older. He just had an injury.
Mm.
But at least throw that man 12 to 15. You got to
Right.
do that.
Yeah. And it's interesting because Brady, had the different approach. He took less money to build the players around him. But let's be honest, it's not the same team and it's not the same situation.
Okay,
So,
the reason
a
Brady can do
lot of
that is because his wife makes way more money than almost any other wife in the NFL. His
right.
wife is worth a ton. So he doesn't care about the money. He's truly passionate about the game and the
Mm,
championships, which I'm gonna be honest, if I was Brady at this time, I'd be like, look, I got enough trophies in my house. Y'all need to pay me. I need more. I don't even need no more rings, man. I got enough for one hand already, plus a couple more fingers.
yep.
Nah, I don't need no more. I need that money
All right.
because bro, Brady's the goat, and that man's just he's getting old.
hmm
He's getting older, and sooner or later he's gonna get popped one good time, and he's gonna get back up. Like I'm done. I'm done with this. Y'all have
yeah.
it. Y'all young boys hit me like that. Nope. I'm
yeah.
good. Can you imagine a player like Ray Lewis in his prime hitting Brady at this age?
All right.
Bro, he's not coming back. He's gonna lay on that
Yeah.
ground. Even if he can't get up, he's gonna be like this. No. And I love Brady. I used to hate him so much, but that man is the best.
Oh yeah.
But as
Yeah.
far as Stephon Gilmore goes, he's not gonna get no more rings. He's not.
All right.
Not on the Patriots. I don't care how good they get. You're not getting on there. The AFC is just too tough.
Too stacked. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got the Cleveland Browns coming up who are starting to make a lot of noise. You got the
Yep.
Buffalo Bills. You got the Tennessee Titans. You got
hmm
the 50-50 shot of Baltimore Ravens being good one year, terrible the next, good one year.
Yeah.
Lamar's just a trip.
Lamar Jackson. I can't wait to talk about that guy.
Yeah, we're going to have to save that for the next one because I got a lot to say about that, man, and messing up the
Yeah.
whole fantasy draft. But then you also got Kansas City, who, bro, Kansas is just nasty. You also got Pittsburgh Steelers, who I don't even know how they crumbled last year. They went 11-0 and then just,
yeah.
they lost
Collapsed.
to the Washington football team.
Yep. And then play the Browns in the playoff. First game, first play of the game, touchdown
Yeah.
Browns. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. They're yeah.
But Stephon Gilmore, that man's not going to get any more trophies unless he gets traded to one of those teams we were just talking about. Can you imagine if he got traded to the Bills? Oh my
Man.
God. I'm going with them for the Super Bowl win with that defense.
Yeah.
But
Man.
unless he gets traded to another team, as long as he's on the Patriots, he's not winning no more. So yeah, he needs to get paid. And that's why I
Right.
understand some of these other players like, oh, you need to pay me. Like Xavier Howard, yeah, you need to pay
hmm
me. You need to pay me because I know I'm not winning no trophies on this team.
Right.
Like, so I understand that why they're holding out because they want that money because they understand, hey, I'm not gonna win. I'm not on a team that's gonna get a Super Bowl trophy. All right, so right now I'm gonna give you all the divisions in the NFL. I want to know who you think is gonna come out as the reigning champ. We're gonna start off with an easy one: AFC South.
AFC South.
You got the
Okay.
Jaguars, you got the Indianapolis Colts, you got the Houston Texans, and the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, I mean, I think the obvious choice there is Tennessee. Julio Jones still got the running game. I got the Titans coming out of the AFC South.
Okay, I actually agree with you on that one. Just cause that addition of Julio Jones, even without the addition of Julio Jones, who's gonna stop them?
Mm.
I mean,
Right.
seriously, who's Indianapolis's quarterback now? Carson
Uh,
Wentz.
yeah.
That dude's a joke.
yeah.
He's a joke.
Yeah.
Jaguars, I don't care. Trevor Lawrence, you ain't winning but 5 games. Houston
Yeah.
Texans,
Maybe.
bro, you ain't got no wide receivers. Deshaun Watson might not even be your quarterback. So
All
you have
right.
no idea what's going on with them. We're gonna have to talk about that team on a whole nother later basis
Mm.
after Roger Goodell gives his final jury on that one. All right,
Right.
AFC North. Who do you think is gonna win that one?
AFC North. Let's see. Um.
You got Baltimore.
I don't know. This. Yeah. This could be hard. Um. The Steelers. But I'm interested to see what Baltimore is going to do. I like Cleveland though. If I had coming out of the division, I like Cleveland, but it wouldn't surprise me if Baltimore did. If I had to pick one though, I'd pick Cleveland coming out of that division. We'll see though.
I'm going with a team that I absolutely hate more than anything, and I really do hate them. But the Pittsburgh Steelers. Nah,
Yeah.
I'm joking. I'm joking. I ain't got them winning. I got Ravens. I do.
Uh,
Just because Lamar Jackson had a really bad year last year, he's gonna have a bounce back year. They added some wide receivers. They added some depth to them. They lost some key players, but I think Baltimore Ravens are going to take it over. I do agree with you on Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns doing their thing. They might be the second team that comes in out of there, but I got the Ravens coming out. Okay? Like, I really do. And now, your team. We're going to do that one last. AFC East. Who you got on the AFC East division?
AFC East. Um, I mean, how I don't know how you could pick anybody other than the Bills. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs. I mean,
Cole
I don't
Beasley.
know.
I
I think
love
it's
Cole
pretty.
Beasley.
Yeah. Former Dallas Cowboy. But yeah, I feel like definitely Buffalo's coming out of that division. Patriots. We'll see what they do. Dolphins. But yeah.
So you don't have the Dolphins winning it. Do you have the Dolphins being anywhere close to it?
Oh yeah, I don't think the Dolphins are bad, but I don't see them winning the division. Really don't. But I feel like they'll be a pretty solid team. They could play second, but I just have Buffalo. I mean, I think they're too much though.
Okay. And of course, you're gonna go with Kansas out of the AFC West, right?
Yep. I mean, come on, we got weapons. We rebuilt our offensive line. I mean, Super Bowl favorites, you can even say. But yeah, definitely coming out of the division. But although I will say, I keep waiting for the Chargers to come to potential. I don't think that they've hit their full potential. I mean, they've been a
Herbert.
disappointment the
His
past
last
few
name's
years.
Herbert.
Yeah, love him, love Herbert, and Las Vegas. I don't think they're going to do anything special, but they always play us tough. But I don't see anybody except for the Chiefs coming out of the division. So
I hope the Raiders fail, just because they stole Trayvon Moorhig from the Cowboys drafting him. So I hope they tank completely this year. And I just don't doubt Patrick Mahomes at all. Like, the dude's a monster. The dude's
right,
inhuman the way he throws the ball sometimes. I've seen him
no,
just throw the ball like kind of like an uppercut, and it was just like, where are you throwing it to? And the player catches it and just takes off running for 30 yards. So
all right.
yeah, I would go with the Kansas City too. All
Yeah.
right, so how about the one and only NFC North, which we know the drama's going on there.
Yeah. I I don't know. Yeah. I mean, if you have Rodgers playing, I think they're the clear cut, favorites. But you just don't know what's going on there. I mean, so but the Bears. I feel like maybe they'll probably do pretty well. Probably come second. But like
Wait,
I said, it all depends if Aaron Rodgers.
you think the
Aaron Rodgers.
Bears are gonna come second
Yes, in the division. Yes,
with Andy Dalton?
I do. Because listen, the lines are going to be horrible. I mean, that's just the lines aren't going to be good.
Do you
And you
think
know
it's
who?
Jared Goff?
Yes, I don't know. I He's too turnover prone for me, and so I just don't think the Lions are going to be very good. And the Vikings, uh, same. So, but it depends. I'd say either the Packers or the Bears coming out of the NFC North.
I think the NFC North. There's no way to pick a team. If Aaron Rodgers is playing, then
Mm,
yeah, Green Bay is going to be favored. If he's not playing though, bro, I feel like you can just literally put your
mm,
hand in the hat, pick a team, and
awesome.
that's who's gonna win. It's a
Yeah.
complete 100 toss up if Aaron Rodgers isn't playing. Because the
Yeah.
Bears, I got the Bears being trash. Andy Dalton is not a good quarterback. He was Dallas's backup last year, and he just the
Yeah.
the whole year. The Lions, Jared Goff could be one of those players who, like I said earlier, you get traded, you get a fire lit up under you, or you get traded and it hurts your pride, and you just tank further and further. Like he could be
Mm-hmm.
the next Fitzpatrick for all I know.
Right.
And I don't believe in Kirk Cousins. I don't.
Yeah. No, I,
There's a
I mean,
reason the Redskins didn't. Well, sorry, the Washington football team didn't pay him, and that's why. There's
right.
just no faith in him. Okay,
Right.
so how about the NFC South? You know, you got the Saints who do not have Drew Brees no more. You
Mm-hmm.
got the Panthers who, oh my God, Sam Darnold is on his third team already. Third
Yeah.
team. You got the Falcons, Matty Ice, who got. Didn't they get Waddle? No, they didn't get Waddle. They got what's that tight end's name from Florida?
Pitts.
Yeah, they got Kyle
Cowboys.
Pitts, who. That's why I don't know why they traded Julio Jones, man. I
Right.
think they lost that deal.
Right.
So I don't even know, man. And who's the fourth team for them? It's
Bucks.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, you got the Bucks. I mean, Tom Brady's gonna come out like, hey, watch this, guys. Watch me
oh,
win again.
yeah.
See, that's the
Yeah.
problem with the NFC. You know who's gonna win the NFC.
Right.
There's only
Yeah.
like two good teams to the AFC. They got like 5, 6, 7 good teams.
Right.
Okay, so NFC South. We just did, right? So let's do
Yes.
the NFC West. Seattle, San Francisco. I mean, Russell Wilson is still a monster.
Yeah, he's a winner, dude. I
Yeah,
love it.
a tiny
Uh,
winner, but a winner. And
you're
then who
right.
else do you have? You got sorry, the LA Rams. All right. Who's their quarterback now? Isn't it Matthew Stafford?
Yes. Which I don't know.
Okay, hold on,
I
hold
love
on.
Stafford. Let me say that.
I like Matthew Stafford. I do. I feel
Right.
bad for that poor man because he does have a cannon on his arm. I feel bad
Mm-hmm.
for that man because I know he wants to win and he's been trying his hardest. And ever since they lost Megatron, I can't name one prime type receiver they've had.
Right.
He's also never had an O line.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a little weird to see him play in a different uniform, first off. Second off, he's getting pretty up there in age too, isn't he? He's been around for a
Yeah, and
while.
yeah, and he's been battered up a bit. So
So who would you take? It's got to be between Seattle or the San Francisco.
yeah, I'm gonna go San Francisco, man.
Really?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It just I think I like their team, and I don't know. I love the addition of Trey Lance. I think he's gonna fit in there great. But yeah, I'd pick them to come out of the.
So do you think
But
Trey
you
Lance is
know,
going to start over Jimmy G?
no, at least not at first. Um, but that's what I think they have a good situation there, and I think they can fit him in even if he doesn't start. I think they can fit him in somewhere. So I like San Francisco, but it could Seattle could come out of the division. Like I said, Russell Wilson's a winner, so
Yeah, I'm
you
going
know,
with Seattle just because every time I doubt Seattle, they wind up screwing us over somehow and just losing everything to them. I remember when Tony Romo fumbled the field goal to win in the playoffs, and then had to pick it up, try to run, and get tackled right in front of the line. So that would
all
I
right,
know playing Seattle is tough regardless of who you are.
yeah,
Now, NFC East, and you better, yeah, you already know how this is gonna go. The
uh,
NFC East. Who do you think is going to take that one home?
Well, I'm sure you'll be very happy that I think Dallas, and I think, dude, I don't even know if it'll be close. I like Dallas, and the Redskins. Who knows with them? The Giants. They're going to be better this year.
Remember this: we have to call them the Washington Football Team now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the Giants are going to be better. I don't know, but the Cowboys, I think, are the clear cut, you know,
And of
favorites to
course, so do I, being a Cowboys fan. But this isn't about being biased. I mean,
right.
you got Jalen Hurts as your quarterback for Philly. You got Daniel, Danny Dime, what your brother calls him, as the quarterback for the Giants. And you got what, Fitzpatrick for the quarterback for the Washington Football Team.
Right.
I mean, the Giants' top tight end is always injured or
Mm,
sneezing at the ball because he's allergic to catching a football. That man has a better chance of winning $1 billion in the lottery from the entire world before he catches more than 5 touchdowns a season.
all right.
But they do have a scary defense. They just can't put up no points. To where Dallas, Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, you got Dak Prescott back. Ezekiel Elliott
Mm-hmm.
needs to bounce back because if that man fumbles the ball one more time, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm not playing. I mean, it looked like, you remember how in the movie The Replacements they were putting that stuff on his hand to where the ball would stick. It looked like they were putting
Yeah.
the stuff on his hand for the ball to slip out for Zeke. My only thing is, how is that defense gonna be? Because Leighton Vander Esch, I was mad when they picked him in the first round to begin with. Yeah, he was good
Mm,
for 2 years, but now he's just either injured or can't keep up. Jalen Smith
right.
doesn't know how to cover. We got the linebacker, Keanu Neal, who's a safety turned linebacker, so that might be good.
Right.
But yeah, I think the NFC East is all to Dallas now.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just time for the defense to step up. Dak can't keep putting 30 points up. He
Right.
can't. That's not right.
Right.
So we'll see. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is this show of leather helmets and pigskin. We hope to catch you next week. Remember, tune in, subscribe to this channel, and put the notifications on. We'll talk to you later. Bye.